Hello, hello, gorgeous souls. Welcome to a brand new astrology forecast for August 2026. Eclipse season is here, you guys. This is a big, big deal. So, in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you the calendar for the month, going over some key highlights that you're going to want to know about for sure. But if you're new here, welcome to my channel, the Starseed Sanctuary, soon to be Star Dragon Alchemy, as I'm in the process of rebranding to bring you guys some more fabulous content. So, hit subscribe. Make sure you stay up to date with all of the magical content I create. And I have some really special offers if you are interested in getting the free Eclipse workbook to make sure you know exactly how both of the eclipses in August are going to be impacting you specifically, what's going to be shaked up, how to use these powerful portals of transformation to manifest your dream life for your highest good, then you're definitely going to want to subscribe to my newsletter. It's completely free. You actually get two gifts when you subscribe. You get the free Eclipse workbook and the 2026 Starseed Alignments ebook. These are magical, magical offerings that are going to keep you dialed in to what's going on in the sky, in the night sky with the cosmos. So please make sure that you check out that link. All you need to do is subscribe and you'll get both of those free gifts. All right. Now let's talk astrology for this month. I'm going to share the calendar here with you. We're going to be talking all about what to expect because eclipse season is here. And as you guys know, eclipses are very, very potent transformation portals. We generally get two eclipse seasons every year with anywhere from 4 to 6 eclipses total. So we have two eclipses. The final two eclipses of 2026 are coming through to us this month in August. And I really just want to check in with you guys before I share the calendar with you because July was a pretty intense month energetically for the collective, astrologically as well, with all of the different transits, with all of the different retrogrades that we have going on. So, how are you guys doing? Have you been feeling a little wonky, maybe? Have you been having a lot of highs and lows? Let me know in the comments how you've been doing, how you've been integrating all of the massive timelines and roads that are opening for all of us right now. It can be a little overwhelming, right? When we have this much change, this much influx of energy going on all at the same time. But I just want you guys to know you're not alone in that. And these free resources that I have for you guys are going to make a huge difference. So make sure you subscribe to my newsletter to get both of these ebooks, both of these gifts for free. You'll also get the weekly Galactic Gazette newsletter where you get in detailed updates about everything that's going on astrologically, energetically that week, plus special offers that, only my subscribers get. So check that out. All right, let's take a peek at the calendar, you guys. Okay, so we're just going straight ahead into August. We're just coming off of this Aquarius full moon that happened on July 29th. And this was a powerhouse full moon, conjunct Pluto retrograde, conjunct Juno retrograde, conjunct asteroid aura, opposite the sun and Jupiter, the same exact day. We had the Jupiter Cazimi. So this was like a really, really big, big full moon that has been setting into motion some reality checks for people. There's some things in different areas of our life, particularly that area where Aquarius falls in your natal chart, where some unavoidable truths, some reality checks, some things that you actually need to face, right? We talked about this inside the Stargate Mystery School monthly membership. We went in detailed with that. You guys actually got that video for free here on YouTube, a little sneak peek behind the scenes with all the horoscopes. So if you want to check that out, I highly recommend that because those horoscopes are pretty valid through like the first week and a half or so of August, leading us into the first eclipse. And there's definitely some hard truths that we have to face. People, we love truth. Who doesn't want the truth, right? You want the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth. But when we face certain difficult truths in our lives, we have to also face the shadow of that truth. Sometimes we avoid things. Sometimes we've been maybe not giving ourselves the whole truth. We like to, sometimes we gaslight ourselves, to be quite honest. And so that's been a theme that's been coming up. And of course, the barbalt basket or the cradle aspect that was really active through most of July, that is still an active aspect pattern. And I will say for both of these eclipses, we have a total solar eclipse that's happening on August 12th. That's a big one. Total solar eclipse conjunct Isis, asteroid Isis, and Osiris, the divine union, Egyptian pantheon counterparts there. And the second eclipse that's happening, this is a partial lunar eclipse conjunct fixed star Fomalhaut and minor evolutionary planet Gong Gong. Both of those eclipses have some powerhouse aspect patterns happening within them. The first one has like 4 or 5 different kite aspect patterns, 2 mystic rectangles, and then the one at the end of the month, the lunar eclipse in Pisces, that has just a boatload of other aspects in it as well. So the way in which the planets and the stars and the asteroids are interacting during both of the eclipses in August means that there's so many different areas of our life as those planets are transiting different houses in our natal chart and the transit chart, so many different areas of our lives that are going to potentially be affected. Okay. And so I really can't overemphasize this enough. Eclipses are not bad. Eclipses are not evil. In the same way that I don't view retrogrades as bad or evil or difficult, you just need to know how to use them. You need to know what is potentially going to get shaken up a little bit and what potentially is going to open up new pathways for you in really beautiful ways, and how to tap in and work with that energy for your highest good, for the highest good of the collective. That's exactly what that Eclipse workbook teaches you guys and breaks it down in step by step, exactly how to do it all. So definitely subscribe to the newsletter to get that. I'm not going to go into exceptional detail about both eclipses because we do that inside of my monthly membership container, where we go pretty deep into everything about what you need to know, how it's impacting you, as well as horoscopes. So check that out if you're interested. I'll link it below. Some key highlights here. We also cannot skip over all the retrogrades that are currently happening. I have them listed here down at the bottom of the calendar, which you also get when you subscribe to the newsletter. Pluto retrograde, that's been in effect since May. Pluto represents psychological consciousness and deep, long-lasting, intense transformations, albeit somewhat subtle and slowly as they unfold over time. So that's currently still retrograde. Neptune retrograde, we just had that pop off. He stationed retrograde in July. Neptune retrograde is when we take the rose-colored glasses off and we see things a little more accurately. Can be a positive thing, but sometimes a little bit of a shock to our system. Eris also stationed retrograde just a couple weeks ago at the end of July. Eris is one of the minor evolutionary planets beyond Pluto's orbit. She is actually the planet that's responsible for demoting him to a dwarf planet. And she is all about social diversity and social change and social justice and shadow work and a little bit of that divine, dark, feminine energy that can be helpful to harness and balance out with a lot of different masculine energies we have in the main planets astrologically. Saturn also stationed retrograde just barely a week ago. Saturn, when in its retrograde phase, is a little softer side of Saturn, a little bit, right? So it's all about restructuring time, boundaries, your responsibilities, simplifying things. If you've been like agreeing to do a bunch of obligations that you don't want to do, you're going to have to face that and potentially say no, edit things, simplify your schedule, shore up your boundaries. Revisit the structures and the routines in your life. Are they working for you? If they're not, they need revising. Saturn retrograde is also a beautiful time where we get to repair our relationship to time, to karma, and the boundaries and the structures of our lives. So remembering that like retrogrades are super fucking helpful, okay? On August 3rd, we have another planet stationing retrograde. Chiron will be stationing retrograde. Chiron is considered the rainbow bridge that sits between the inner planets and the outer planets. So he bridges Saturn to Uranus. And Chiron is all about healing. It's really the key, as its symbol says, to unlocking your self-healing superpowers. Sometimes it's an area in our natal chart, Chiron, where we're a little insecure, where there's some wounds there, but it's actually what we're incredibly gifted at helping other people heal and work through once we've alchemized it. And so this can be a wonderful time, really the next 6 months, as Chiron is retrograde for quite some time through the early part of 2027. This is a great time to do any type of inner work, right? Inner healing, shadow work, journaling, revisiting, again, with the re-magic, all the things that help you feel more calm, more grounded within yourself, just a better version of you, the best version of you. This is a great time to focus on that if you're not already, or even bring back certain things that you used to do that were helpful for you. Chiron's currently in the sign of Taurus, but in its retrograde motion, it's going to revisit Aries, those in degrees of Aries. So we'll be revisiting a final stretch of some themes that happened over the last 7 years with Chiron and Aries as well. We'll talk more about that, of course, as it unfolds. There's also some beautiful, beautiful night sky astronomical events this month that you're going to want to probably check out. We have Comet 10P closest to the sun on August 2nd. It's going to actually be visible from both hemispheres around sunset. So get out. You're probably not even going to need binoculars or a telescope to see this, depending on your latitude. This is really cool when we have different celestial phenomenon like that, and that it's so close to us, closest to the sun. So go out and see it once the sun's set. Pretty cool. Report back, take a picture, let me know. And then we also have the Perseids meteor shower. This is one of the best meteor showers to see the entire year because there's so many shooting stars. The zenith is quite high, so you can see a lot of different beautiful shooting stars if you get out at the right time, generally in the dawn right before the sun rises when it's the darkest, but usually anytime like 11 p.m. to like 5 a.m. is a good time to go see that. It's going to be perfect viewing conditions because we have the new moon, the total solar eclipse the next day. So there will not be a big full moon in the sky. The sky will be pretty dark. Really good time to go see that. So if you're into that stuff, definitely check it out. Let's go over the starseed alignments with the sun and in the night sky this month for August. We have Ursa Major. This is a huge constellation. So at key dates throughout the month, different stars of Ursa Major will be in alignment with the sun. Regulus, the heart of the lion, one of the royal fixed stars, will be aligned with the sun a little later on the 21st of August. Hydra, the water serpent or the water dragon, and Draco, the celestial dragon that guards the pole. This is a circumpolar constellation. It never sets below the horizon. Both of these will be aligned. Some of the main stars in those constellations, both will be aligned with the sun this month. So it's a beautiful time to just go out in the sun on those days and get some sun on your third eye, on your crown. Take a selfie, take some pictures of the sun. You're going to see different rainbow plasma phenomenon coming off of the sun during different key dates when fixed stars are aligned with the sun. It's quite magical. I take pictures of the sun every day. It's my thing. I highly encourage you to do it as well. And then opposite those stars this month, the stars that are more visible, at least in the northern hemisphere in the night sky, will be Cygnus the swan, Tucana the toucan, Pegasus, as well as Fomalhaut, that is opposite Regulus, another one of those royal fixed stars or the archangel stars. You guys can definitely check out the astrology of angels and angel asteroids, because I talk extensively about the royal fixed stars in that, as well as some other angel themed asteroids. That's in the asteroid astrology section. Okay, so we got our starseed alignments. We talked a little bit about our eclipses. We talked a little about the retrogrades. There are some really cool asteroid transits that are happening this month too. Those are kind of in the pink there. So we have asteroid Sphinx, hidden meaning, hidden messages, and mysteries will be conjunct Uranus, the great awakener. Sudden, shocking news and information could be coming through that day that was long buried. Asteroid Isis is going to be conjunct the sun on the 6th. Asteroid Osiris conjunct the sun on the 10th, and they will both be conjunct this first eclipse, this total solar eclipse. The overarching theme really of August has a lot to do with divine union, with soulmates, with love, with coming into divine union within ourselves, right? Divine union is really an inside job. That's really what ascension is. When you think about spiritual ascension, it's not about like just blasting out of your meat skeleton into the sky, right? Into the heavens. It's about coming into union with yourself, clearing any blocks, attachments in your heart space, right? Any of the ways that we kind of close or wall our hearts off. So you are a deep frequency match for love to unfold and abundance to unfold in your life. This is something I teach extensively about in all of my memberships. So if you're interested in checking out the Stellar Mystery School, there's 3 different tiers. Check it out. I highly recommend it. We do a lot of really potent energy work, clearing work, and a lot of really beautiful mystery school teachings. You can find the link there below in the description. Okay. Then we have a little later in the month, asteroid Draconia. This is kind of like the female divine dragon energy asteroid will be conjunct Venus. Okay. And then asteroid King retrograde is going to be trine Eris retrograde on the 20th. Now, I thought it was important to look at asteroid King. That's not an asteroid I work with all the time, but historically, for the ancients, eclipses were associated with a changing of the king, right? Where a king often would die, where whomever was the leader of whatever nation would sometimes change rulership. And so it'll be interesting to see what plays out on the world stage in August. As we know, last eclipse season in February, there were 3 different world leaders that died. I'm not exactly saying that's going to happen or play out exactly the same again, but there will definitely be some big events that happen during eclipse season on the world stage. Okay. Trying not to get too wrapped up in that. Observe, don't absorb. Okay. And then at the very end of the month, we have asteroid Babylon trine Pluto retrograde. This whole month is really all about divine union, but it's really also too about doing some deep energy work, deep healing, deep clearing. If you guys want a blueprint for how to do that, to really fast track your spiritual journey, your healing journey, again, check out the Stellar Mystery Schools, or you can check out my Quantum Alchemy course, loaded with amazing content that has really been life-saving for me and all of my clients. Okay. Last but not least, I want to make sure we talk about the stuff in red. Okay. Because those are the big transits. Those are the ones that really impact all of us collectively. Everyone's natal chart is different, right? So different transits throughout the month are going to hit people or affect people differently. But the ones in red tend to really be felt by all of us in different ways. So after that full moon in Aquarius, right, as we move into like just end a couple of days in July, we have the pre-eclipse shadow phase. So we're already feeling eclipse energies build up, okay, in this first part of August. This is also amplified because the lunar nodes just shifted exactly on the same day Saturn went retrograde on July 26th. And so we have a brand new eclipse story that's being birthed right now. For the last 18 months or so, the lunar nodes were in North Node Pisces and South Node Virgo. So this was all about finding balance between like the practical healing priestess energy, earth priestess energy that Virgo brings, the precision to find detail, healing past life issues around perfectionism, healing past life wounds connected to priestess lives, and then that North Node that we're growing into that is a bit more of embracing the cosmic mystery. Not focus so much on the fine detail, but allowing ourselves to see the bigger picture unfold, tapping into mysticism, tapping into the broader lens of it all. Pisces is the mystic of the zodiac. It's a little bit of all 12 zodiac signs, really. We're moving into a very, very different energy now, okay? Because we're in North Node Aquarius territory now and South Node Leo. Aquarius is a air sign. These are fixed signs, okay? Fixed air sign is Aquarius. It rules the mind, the heads, the thought, the collective, humanitarian pursuits, as well as technology. And guess what? Astrology. You're going to see a big astrology boom, I guarantee it, in the next 2 years, if it hasn't been feeling that way already. This has a lot to do with getting our minds right so we can get on track with where we're headed in our lives, in our businesses, in our relationships, and supporting the collective. You're going to maybe want to explore more collaboration, right? Are there groups or people you can collaborate with? Is there a podcast you want to guest, right? Host or something like that. This is a great time to do collaborations, especially that are in alignment with your values that deeply support and help the collective. Okay. Then with the South Node in Leo, another fixed sign, but this is fixed fire energy. This has a lot to do with the heart space, right? Healing the heart space, particularly healing any past life infiltration or past life heartbreak. This is a particular energy center that gets highly weaponized by systems and spirits of the matrix. And so that's going to come up a lot for people, figuring out how do we, right, make sure that the heart and the head are in alignment, right? Sometimes what the heart wants is not what the head wants, and vice versa. And so the whole entire right gist of the lunar node energy for the transits isn't about overvaluing one or undervaluing another. It's really about finding symmetry and balance between the two, that we're not overemphasizing one or the other, that we're honoring both and how they're impacting our natal charts. So let me know in the comments, are you just about to start going through your lunar node return? Are your natal lunar nodes in Aquarius or Leo? Are you going through a lunar node opposition where your north node's in Leo and the south node's in Aquarius? Are the lunar nodes in Aquarius and Leo hitting or activating or going to be activating important planets in your natal chart? If you're an Aquarius, sun, moon, or rising. If you're a Leo, sun, moon, or rising. Okay, you're going to be really feeling this at some point along the next 18 months. So that's one of the biggest shifts that we have as we're wrapping up this eclipse story that we had with the lunar nodes in Pisces and Virgo. And so this is the last of that, the last lunar eclipse in Pisces that we're going to be having. It's really like, right, a culmination of the last 18 months to 2 years of energy. And then we're beginning this brand new energy with the first in the Leo set for the total solar eclipse. Another key big event we have this month in August is Mercury conjunct Jupiter. That's actually going to be active Friday, August 14th, all the way through the 16th. So for a few days, Mercury is the mind and communication, and Jupiter expands things. So this is a great day to put your message out there, to talk, to think in an expansive way, to maybe tap into some learning or sharing your message in a bigger way and with a broader audience. That's going to be a great day to do that if you're a spiritual entrepreneur, a business, or just anyone that wants to share, your story. Great day to do so. Great few days to do so. Then at the end of the month, we have a Mercury Cazimi. It kicks off on the 26th, but it actually peaks the same exact day as the lunar eclipse. Okay. We have a lot going on this month, not to mention the Draco alignment, one of my favorite starseed alignments the entire year. So this is our overview. You guys want the calendar, sign up for the email list. You want the free Eclipse workbook and the Starseed Alignments ebook. Just sign up for the email list. You get them both for free. It's a no-brainer. All right. Oh, I cannot forget the last thing. One of the coolest astrological phenomena. We have a 6 planetary parade. I even put it up here in the header. 6 planets are going to be aligned astronomically, not necessarily astrologically, but not all of them will be visible in the sky, but Mercury, Jupiter, Mars, potentially Saturn, depending on where you're at. Those 4 will be visible. And then Uranus and Neptune, you need a telescope to see those 2. But the first 4 of the 6 will be visible on the same day as the eclipse. Wow. We have a lot going on. When we have a planetary parade like that, generally it's thought to symbolize ushering in really positive new energy. And that's magnified times 100 with a solar eclipse new moon. Okay. So it's a lot of really beautiful energy this month, but I know eclipses can sometimes be intense. It's intense energy. They're intense portals of transformation and it's very fated. It's very karmic. What's supposed to unfold will unfold. And so it's important that you guys stay grounded, that you definitely like stay hydrated, regulate your nervous systems, do what you need to do to stay connected in positive ways to people that are supportive for sure. You guys can always reach out to me, ask questions on here. If you want to try out one of my memberships, do so. But if you have a quick question, feel free to email me if it doesn't feel like something you want to comment on below. I'm happy to be of support during this really wild time. And so, yeah, I just really want to thank you guys again for watching. Thank you so much for supporting my channel. If you would like to support my channel even further, you can subscribe right here and get access to hundreds of additional videos. And I would really appreciate it if you did so. So thank you again for watching. Feel free to comment below. I really want to hear from you guys, and make sure you have a magical eclipse season, right? Eclipses don't need to be scary, bad, wonky. You just need to know how to use them. And you guys are going to have a great time when you figure that out with the Eclipse workbook. So make sure you get that. All right. Thank you so much. And I'll see you at our next video.